What is the biggest advantage of learning through digital platforms?
For me, the biggest advantage of digital learning platforms is that students can learn anything anywhere in the world. It's so flexible, and this gives a big advantage for everyone who wants to learn something from it.
Thank you.
I agree with Mehmet Emre. It's really flexible, and also I think that students can find every different activities, games online. So I think this is the most important advantage in learning through digital tools.
Thank you.
What skills do students need to succeed in digital learning environments?
Okay, first of all, digital learning environment is a very flexible area, and that is one of the reasons why we need, first of all, some general knowledge about using technology, including AI, some design, maybe applications, etc.
We need for succeeding in digital learning environments, critical thinking, 21st century literacy, digital learning, and also we need some using gamification tools, Web2 tools, such as Gemini, Bamboozle, Genially, etc. That's all.
What challenges have you faced in online or technology-based learning?
Generally, time management problems we had, because when I was available, some of my friends were not available. Those kind of challenges we faced.
The most critical thing that I faced when I was doing online teaching is that the inequality problems between the students. Sometimes students of mine could reach the internet easily, but the others may have problems reaching the internet that easily. So I think this is the most problem, inequality.
What is the biggest advantage of learning through digital platforms?
Digital platforms can provide flexible education anytime and anywhere.
What challenges have you faced in online or technology-based learning?
Staying focused and getting distracted.
What skills do students need to succeed in digital learning environments?
They need digital literacy skills, critical thinking skills, communication skills.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
To me, digital pedagogy is a bright lamp illuminating the path of modern education. Digital learning breaks the boundaries of traditional classrooms, moving us away from teacher-centered and memorization-based teaching ways. So, to truly utilize this power, we must understand how and what to use. Technological tools, in this case, are the very heartbeat of digital pedagogy. When properly used, these tools do not just make learning easier, they also improve it. Today's student profile demands technology-integrated learnings. So, when we embrace it, not only do we make the process more effective, but we also make it enjoyable for our students.
Hello, I'm Ceren. I want to start with the first question. What does digital pedagogy mean to you? It means safety, effective learning environment, and more enjoyable. The second question, how is digital learning different from digital classroom learning? Because it's not digital environment, learning is not time consuming, and it's more enjoyable for the students. The third question, what role does teacher play in how you learn today? It affects it's more effective than a traditional way, because students can share their ideas with the students, and teachers have feeling so they can understand them and they can make empathy. Do digital tools actually improve learning or just make it easier? I think both of them, because it improves your core skills, writing, speaking, because you can tell your writings, and it can detect your mistakes and give direct information and feedbacks. That's important, and it makes your life easier. So whenever you want, whatever you want, you can reach everything from the digital tools. Fifth one, can learning happen effectively without face-to-face interaction? Why or not? I think, yeah, in a way, kind of, yeah, it can affect, but I can't say that it's more effective than face-to-face education, because, yeah, online education is nice, but in effective way, it's, I don't know, I don't want to argue about it too much. How does digital learning change the role of a student? It affects, I think, in the past there was teacher-centered language methods and roles, but now with the technological devices and improvements, now it's student-centered, so student can join and interact more than past, so it's really nice. What is the biggest advantage of learning through digital platforms? They can watch films from the digital platforms, and they can improve their listening skills, vocabulary, and talking too, because they can use it, I think, after a while. That's nice. Can digital education be as effective as traditional education? Why or not? Yeah, it can be effective for sure. Digital tools, digital education is nice, but with the traditional education, they can understand the lesson better in some ways. For example, you can use some methods on them and you can understand them directly. That's the thing.
And I'm answering the questions of the first part. What does digital pedagogy mean to you? I think, as I said before in the second part, there's no distinct different between the face-to-face and digital platforms, and so I think there's no difference, so that's the same. And can learning happen effectively without face-to-face interaction? Why or why not? Of course, there cannot be more effective. In my opinion, there's no difference, as I said before, but when we are talking with face-to-face, we convey emotional thoughts, and we can see our mimics or our behaviors or our emotions towards any situation. But for example, when we are texting, we cannot reflect all our emotions. But when I'm face-to-face speaking with you, I can use my hands, my gestures, my mimics. So it makes it more effective for speaking. So I think face-to-face interaction, of course, much more effective. There's no doubt, I guess. And one of the questions that I want to answer, can digital education be as effective as traditional education? Why or why not? Of course, they cannot effective with traditional education, because in most traditional education classes they use the GTM method that we call grammar translation, and grammar translation makes students to feel bored and make them to memorize everything, and we don't need to remember every word even in our mother tongue. So digital education make this classroom flipped classroom environment. For example, you can ask your students to search on the internet before coming to class, and in this way they will gain some knowledge about the class, what's going on or what will we do, and they will study a lot. But in contrast to traditional education systems, students will gain a little more information about the class. But traditional education has no dialogues, has no conversation just like that. The students just gaining information and teacher just giving some information. But when we use digital education, students can gain some knowledge before coming class. And the second is there is an effective dialogue with the teacher and the student. And how does digital learning change the role of a student? Digital learning can change our role, just like in the previous question. In the traditional learning platforms, we were just gaining the information, and we tend to remember every rule that we have faced. But in the digital learning, we can ask every detail, every aspect that we didn't understand. So there's no need to memorize everything. For example, previous years of my university, I took the Microsoft Learning Experience class, just like that in our university face-to-face, but I didn't, unfortunately, I cannot remember every rule that we taught. So sometimes when I don't have the ability to understand in the Microsoft on my laptop, I ask the ChatGPT, even face-to-face communication with ChatGPT, to help me to understand what will I do for deleting these words, for example. I think concrete example of how these digital interaction, digital classrooms will fully change our role. And I think, in my opinion, that's the most interesting thing in our era. It will be very surprising for us. Every generation will face something to differentiate from us, but this is the most interesting thing, I think.
While effective learning is possible, it demands intentional design. Without a physical presence, effectiveness relies on a strong digital structure and clear, frequent feedback from instructors to keep learnings anchored. So we can say that digital learning changed the students' role. From passive passengers into active drivers, they must become a self-regulated learner who set their own schedule and critically filter credible information from online noise. Digital platforms allow students to surge ahead without getting bored, while allowing students who need more time to pause, rewatch, and practice without feeling left behind or embarrassed. So, of course, digital education can be as effective as traditional education because digital platforms enable effective tools and safety environment for students.